Hey, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? And welcome back to a brand new episode of Before the Billion podcast, hosted by yours truly. The name is Hervey Sahwai, and today's conversation is a bit difficult, a bit, personal, especially on my side. Today, we're going to be talking about financial and spiritual debt. I know a whole lot of people can relate to that. I had a few conversations with a few people in my life, and I realized that it's only right that we talk about these things. I think a lot of people don't really have these conversations, and my voice is a bit messed up today, so you guys will have to forgive me, but I just had to do it. I had to drop this episode because I had to let it out. I think a lot of um, accountability comes from being transparent to the public platforms. As much as people tell you to focus on yourself and keep things to yourself and make sure nobody knows anything about you, I think it's super important that you are transparent and you tell people about what you're going through. That way you can also be accountable. I mean, bro, I don't even care if I have like 2 subscribers. I don't care if only one person heard this. But my thing is, as long as one person one day can listen to this and relate in a sense of, okay, cool, I'm also going through this, okay, so I'm not alone, and okay, this is what happens before you make it, you know? It's super important. And that's primarily the only reason why I started this channel, the only reason why I started this podcast, is to make sure that you understand that you're not alone in any single thing that you do, and that there's people that are like-minded and people that are exactly like you. But let's get straight into it, man. Like I said, the topic for today is financial and spiritual debt. For the longest time, right, on my side, I went through a lot of things because I wasn't really, and I'm not gonna say that I'm 100% right now. I wasn't really like financially educated. Let me just say that I made the dumbest decisions financially at all times, every single time. It was always just mistake after mistake. Man, I've used like my mom's money, my friends' money, my own money. I've used everyone's money so much so that it was sort of like some kind of addiction. It was like as soon as I have access, I had to provide a lifestyle, right? So I wanted to keep up with the Joneses. And that's the one thing that messes us up, especially if you are still in your 20s or in your teen stages, or some people that actually escalates until they're like 50, 40, 50, and they're pushing 60. They still have those toxic traits of spending money they do not have. And my thing or my story is the fact that it messed me up so much that it messed up a lot of relationships that I had. The constant lying, the constant having to make up for it, because when you borrow the money, you do it with the intent of, okay, I know I'm gonna get A, B, and C at some stage, so I'm gonna pay this person back, and then it never happens. And the only reason why you continue to do it is because you're trying to provide or showcase this lifestyle that you can't afford. And it is crazy the fact that we can't feel comfortable with the concept of being left out. Like, the fear of missing out is such a hectic anxiety, like in society, that a lot of people are just like, yo, I'd rather be in debt than stay at home. I'd rather borrow money than go to sleep early. I'd rather buy a bottle than take care of my responsibilities. Man, this shit's got me so messed up, and I just wanted to touch base on it because that's just the tip of the iceberg for me. It's not really the entire story of what exactly happened. I've messed up so many relationships. It's been to such an extent where I felt like, and it's crazy because you're gonna feel victimized a lot when people try to like call you on your bullshit. Like, you do that, you do this. You'll really start to feel toxic. And I think from me, it's traits that I got. I don't want to blame people, but I know that friends contributed to that. Your environment contribute to that. They literally affect your mindset so much so that when you do all this crazy shit, you genuinely think it's normal. Like, you'll be around people that are gonna borrow money from someone, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, we'll pay it back, right? We're gonna go get alcohol, we're gonna get like weed or some dumb shit that we don't really like benefit from, but we're gonna get it anyway. And it's kind of crazy that we misuse the whole concept of hustle, because in that moment we're hustling to get something that we know very well is not going to benefit us in any way. right? Because in that moment you start thinking, yo, this is gonna push. And a lot of my friendships ended because of that. I think the more and more I grew, the more I realized that no, I need to be smarter about my decisions. I need to be more conscious about my decisions. And crazy enough, I thought that you have to cut people off when you do that, right? And it's not the case. It's genuinely, I was watching a video. For those who follow me, they know that I'm a huge fan of Gary Vee. There was a video with Gary Vee. I think he was doing a talk in some club or something like that. It was like a nightclub, but they had a dope after party after. So one of the guys just said to Gary Vee, hey, I really wish you could stay after because we have an amazing lineup after the party. And he mentioned all these big names like Drake, French Montana, blah, blah, blah. And Gary Vee just laughed. And for he didn't that moment wasn't even zoomed in. It wasn't even a moment I was focused on. But for me, I picked up so much from it because he just laughed a little bit and he's like, yeah, I have to go somewhere after this anyway. I have a flight to LA or something like that. All right. And in that moment, I was like, he literally has the mindset that I want, because he doesn't feel the need to brush people off and say, hey, I don't want to, or yo, you're toxic for me, or this is no. He genuinely has a mindset that if something does not cater for the person that he is, he just leaves it alone. Even though it's like casual conversations of, oh, okay, cool, no, it's fine, I'm good, thanks. And a lot of people are going to say that you're feeling yourself, or you think you're better than them when you remove yourself from situations. That's something that society has programmed us to have whenever somebody wants to take care of themselves first. Man, this conversation for me is so deep, man. And it's also on my vision board. You guys know that I tend to make reference to my vision board whenever I speak to you guys. Because on my vision board, I have a whole lot of points of aspects that I want to focus on, especially when it comes to my life. There's my mental aspects, there's my physical aspect, there's my spiritual aspect, there's my financial aspects, there's my morals and standards, there's my business, and there's my passion, and there's my personal brand, right? My personal brand being my mindset, my everything, how I carry myself, and the codes to me. So, getting over to the morals and standards, the one thing that I literally started thinking about a lot, because I think once you have a vision board, it's great to look at in theory because you remind yourself here and there. But there's one on my morals and standards that says, reward disrespect with distance. Do not tolerate it at all. So you literally leave whatever situation or person alone whenever you feel like you're being disrespected, especially if they're trying to go against the person that you're trying to become, you know? So yes, I believe in communication. So you can tell people, like people in your close circle, not the public or the general public, or you can literally, you can do that. Actually, fuck it. Let's make it more like intense as far as accountability goes, right? You can make it available to the general public. Let it be known that, hey, I don't party, I don't drink, I don't do that. I don't care who doesn't believe you. I don't care who does believe you. But at the end of the day, you need to actually commit to that version of you, right? And putting it out on social media also does help as far as accountability goes, because a lot of people are going to laugh at you. Of course, they're going to laugh at you and say, you're crazy, since when, you don't lie, you know you drink a lot, you know you don't do this, you know you don't do that. It's kind of irritating, but it boils down to the next topic that I want to talk about, which is something that I was going through and I'm still going through. It's the spiritual debt. I haven't prayed in a long time, and it affects you because yes, I'm motivated, yes, I'm inspired to do things, yes, I'm fulfilled by a lot of things, but spiritually I'm empty. And that is so intense because it's from friendships, it's from relationships, it's from a lot of things, and it literally started showing as time went on. I started realizing that no, and I don't want to go too deep into it because personally for me, like, it really messed me up. And I started realizing, because I stopped going to church, because COVID came and everything came. And it's crazy because right before COVID, I gave myself to Jesus, and I gave myself to God willingly. I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to commit to going to cell groups every week. I'm going to commit to like God and commit to my lifestyle change and commit to the person that I want to become. And then COVID hit. Now there was no church, there was a lot of things happened, but then after that things got better, but I didn't go back to what I committed to. And it's kind of crazy because I'm at that point of my life where I'm realizing that the person that I want to be is fighting the person that I am. So much so that I feel empty in situations. I feel empty at parties. I feel empty when I'm chilling with friends. I feel empty when I'm chilling with family because I'm not at that point where I want to be. I want to win back my mother's trust as far as finances goes, because she'll definitely see the progress and see that, okay, I'm coming and I'm pushing and I'm becoming a better person. But until you reach that level of independence, a woman will never respect you. That's another topic we're going to talk about. I want to win back the respect and the dignity that I have in my community, the respect and the dignity that I have with friends and family, the respect and dignity that I have for myself is what I'm trying to fight for and win back. And it's kind of crazy because a lot of people think finding yourself is going on a search for some odd, month or a year or something like that, and you just miraculously step over your new personality. And it's like, no, you have to create yourself. And it's crazy because I've jotted down so many things. I've wrote it down everywhere. I know exactly who I want to become. And until I am that person, then I cannot commit to anyone else. I cannot give anyone else 100%. And for that alone, that is motivation for me. But I struggle with making it clear to everyone that this is who I am. Because a lot of people will inflict doubt onto you or project themselves onto you, project their insecurities, project whatever they're doing. Like, I listen to motivational videos and content almost every day. And it's not because I'm bored or I'm trying to motivate myself. It's genuinely what I like to listen to and actually look at, right? I like documentaries, I like reading, I like exercising. For everyone that knows, beginning of the year, I opened up an account with Virgin Active, and then I was out here, and then work came, and I got distracted, I had to leave. Like, I just kept coming up with excuses to not be exactly who I want to be, because it's crazy. The kind of friends that I wanted, and everything was just piling up, and I'm at a point where I'm starting to accept that the road to who you want to become is very lonely, unless you do it with God. And that contributes to the spiritual debt that I keep talking about. A lot of times I have no one to talk to or no one to confide in, because I'm the strong one in my circles. I'm the one that people depend on. I'm the one that people talk to when they have troubles. I have friends until today that only speak to me when they have issues. And then when they're good, they're good. And it's crazy because I can't talk to them, And it's like, because I'm the strong one. I'm the smart one. I'm the emotionally secure one, right? So a lot of people would think, okay, cool, he's good. He never really complains. He doesn't like complaining. And when he does do it, it's like 2 minutes and he's done. And he's over it, And it is my personality. Yes, I don't like complaining. I genuinely don't like complaining. It's not my thing. It's not my brand. But that, for me, made me realize a lot about myself, because I'm at that point right now. I know this is an official rant. I'm at that point right now, bro. It's not even some shit that I went through last year or some shit that I've been through and I'm over it. I'm still going through the financial and spiritual debt. But this podcast, for me, is just an outlet. I don't care who hears it. It could literally have 0 listeners, my nigga. It could have literally nothing, but I would still put out this content because I am creating accountability for not only myself, but for anyone else out there, or maybe the future me, to actually backtrack and listen to this and be like, oh, okay, remember you said you're going to do this? Remember you said you're going to do that? Where are you now? And I've been talking about grinding and hustling and all that stuff. And I manifested getting back into radio. I did. I manifested bringing back my business. I did. I'm still working on it. Right? I manifested just a lot of things that I'm still manifesting, and I'm working on it. I don't want to settle. I'm manifesting amazing friendships, and I'm going to do that. Everything needs to be profitable in every way and angle. So, yeah. This is an official rant. You guys heard it here first. This is Before the Billion Podcast, and you're listening to Herbie Sehwai. Some people might know me as Cosmic and Diego. I don't want this to be more than 15 minutes, so I'm just going to keep it sweet and short and simple. Yeah. So anyone that did relate to this content, man, I just hope to God that you also find a strategy on how you're going to financially and spiritually make it through. All my prayers are with you. I'm still going through the process too, so nobody is perfect. And I will see you guys on the next official episode of Before the Billion podcast.